Okay, welcome. Here we are once again at the Expat Club on a Tuesday, Hotel Barracuda. My name is Ron Carter, and as always, it's my privilege to interview the speakers. And today I'm very pleased to introduce Don Hovis. Don, would you like to say hello to everyone?
Hello, everyone.
Very good. But Don is one of the most interesting people you ever come across, and from a personal basis, one of the nicest men. But he had this subject, the evolution of hip fracture devices. All right, and very technical, however, very, very interesting. So I'm going to like to thank you for that, okay? But what Don started with was his background, a little bit about his background, how he transitioned into the medical. So would you just like a brief summary of your background, please, Don?
Well, yes, I was living in Pennsylvania. I had a wife and 4 kids. The factory in our town, 2 factories went on strike, and that was not a good place for me to be selling new cars and trucks. So I looked for a new opportunity, and I found a great opportunity with a company called Richards Manufacturing. And the person who actually hired me was in Portland, Oregon. I did not know anything about the medical business, but I was willing to learn, and I was given an opportunity.
Excellent. No, Don, sorry, I was making a note there because what you just said, I mean, look, mainly our viewers are expats, more mature, but the message you've gone there was very strong for young people. You are willing to learn and willing to for other opportunities. I was writing that down, so thank you for that. But anyway, so you went on this new learning experience, and just tell us a little bit about that.
When I first went to the hospital to try to sell something, I didn't know what I was selling.
Yeah, look.
And I was fortunate that I found that some orthopedic residents that were about the same age as I was, a couple of years older. Yeah. And they kind of took me under their wing, and they told me, gave me some answers, and they advised me books that I should buy and learn. For example, they said Stedman's Medical Dictionary. Oh. And they said buy the Journal of Bone and Joint Surgery and Sir Reginald Watson Jones' Fractures and Dislocations. So I didn't know the language. I didn't know the words. I had to look every word up in Stedman's.
Yeah.
But eventually, I got to the point that I could converse fairly well with the residents and with the staff surgeons.
Yeah. Yep. No, really. I mean, that's a good message. But not just for young people, for older people. There's nothing to stop you still learning and branching out. But anyway, then you started off the talk by talking about as you get older, bones become weaker.
Yes.
A little bit about that, please.
As we get older, there's a process that whereby our bones get weaker and they become osteoporotic.
Wow.
If you look at the meat market and you see a bone, you'll see there's a hard white outside.
Yeah.
And then there's a spongy stuff on the inside. And the spongy stuff with osteoporosis, the cells or the holes in the sponge get larger. And thereby the bone actually gets weaker. And to the point that many people break their hip and fall as opposed to breaking their hip and falling.
Okay. No, interesting. Okay. I'm going to be looking at the meat market after this, the bones. But anyway, and that took us on to the main purpose or the main topic, which was guide pins. Can you explain roughly what a guide pin is? And very briefly, because I know you can talk forever, all right, about some of the problems that guide pins initially faced.
The guide pin is what is used to make sure that the hip is back in position.
Yeah.
When a hip is fractured, frequently there's a dislocation or the fragments are spread apart. Yeah. So the doctor has to put them back together. And he does that before the surgery starts, and he does it by manipulation of the leg. To be sure that he's in the right position, he takes the pin and inserts it through the meat into the bone. And most of the time he's done it well, sometimes not. But that's what the guide pin does. It's also what is used to guide the nails into the hip.
Okay. Right, but then you ran through a whole host of problems and how it was supposedly fixed, but not. And then you came up with the helped come up with the solution, which is this compression hip screw. Is that right?
Yes.
So please tell us, because I and this wasn't clear upstairs that Don was actually involved in developing this. So I'm going to say thank you on behalf of all the people who've used it, but just explain a little bit about what the important bit is of that is.
Back in the 1960, again, we didn't have fax machines and we didn't have computers. So my communication was either by phone or by mail.
Yep.
And mail took 2 weeks from Montreal down to Memphis. And then I would talk with the engineers and say, no, that's not quite what I want. I want this. And they would say, well, you can't do that, or we can only do it if. And this process of conceiving it, designing it, and making it was almost 2 years.
Whoa.
From the time that I first contacted them and said, have you ever considered, let's do something to fix these problems that are common. Nails and pins were breaking and failing, and let's do something where we can compress it, because if we can put the stresses back, weight-bearing stresses back to the bone instead of on the device, there's a good chance that the patients will be able to walk quicker.
Which is primary. Yeah, no, excellent, Don. And I think fantastic, okay? And as a result of that, I believe millions of people, if not thousands or millions, have helped. So really, I appreciate it. So look, I'm short on time. I know you can talk forever. Very interesting. Don's also offered to come back and continue this on other areas. Is that right? So we look forward to that as well. So, but it was very graphic. Some of the people walked out because of the graphics, but you did warn them at the beginning. Right?
I did.
So, excellent. But it was a good talk. So look, as always, I'm privileged to give Don the certificate. He's often sat through and watched people receive a certificate, but this is yours, Donald. Bloody brilliant. Brilliant, mate. Okay, so look, once again, Ron Carty here, thanking Don, thanking the members, thanking the viewers. Come back and see us every Tuesday. Hotel Barracuda, Expat Club, camaraderie, food, fantastic people. See you then.